that is very sacrosanct is that the word itself is dynamic. Dynamism must be an impetus that must be infused into anything that will be lasting. So when we come to the Episcopal Circle, where you have the church, things are changing globally. Every system must embark on a proper audit to assess the low sides, the high sides, sides that must be ameliorated, where you need improvement. The global village can be reached at the press of a button with the tablet in your hand. So the church has become so cosmopolitan that staying on the norms of the Bible, you must be able to communicate everything that the Bible stands for to the whole world, particularly the oncoming ones, the millennium, the Generation Z. So you must be able to package your messages in such a way that you can reach them, studying their personality, knowing about their temperament, learning about their short fuse. So you can't be preaching for 5 hours and think you will reach them. So you must rejig your mode of dissemination. You must be able to align. You must bring in new insights and creativities that will make the younger generation, because when we're looking at population, they occupy the larger spectrum, so that they can connect with the message. So in CLAM, as a leader, from my business background, I have imbibed the culture of putting things right. Then knowing the Bible by the grace of God, I've seen in 1 Corinthians 1:24, to the Jews and to the Greek, Jesus, the power of God, Jesus, the wisdom of God. Meaning that the supernatural must be there for people to know that beyond the human comprehension, there's the supernatural. That's the power dimension of God. Speaking to the Red Sea parted. Speaking to Jordan parted. Jericho wall falling down without grenades, without explosives. The supernatural power of God. Someone having ailment, speaking the word of God to that person and the person getting healed. That's the power dimension of God. Now, the power dimension of God must be balanced with the wisdom dimension of God. Excellence. Being able to pick those things from the Bible, insights. Now we'll translate the insight to things that will better humanity. There are 7 mountains of influence. In the 7 mountains, the church must be there. Media is there. That's one of the mountains. Media and entertainment. Politics, advocacy, we must be there. Agric, we must be there. Family life, we must be there. You know, those mountains of influence worldwide, finance, we must be there. So the church must not lag behind in climbing these mountains. Otherwise, the church will lose relevance. So, for those of us leaders there, talking of myself by the grace of God, so I know that the Bible says in Luke 2:52, and Jesus increased in wisdom, in stature, and in favor with God and man. Jesus was able to answer all the Pharisees and Sadducees in his time because he was a man of wisdom. Until tomorrow, he's still a man of wisdom. We are benefiting, we are drinking from the well of wisdom of God. So wisdom says, now the world is changing globally. The digital illiteracy that was prevalent before must be removed. So we must prospect digital literacy. So as a leader, having heard from God that things will change worldwide, and then we need to do something in the area of media. So we have to be investing in media, investing in human resource, investing in machines and all these things. That's what has given birth to Parliament TV that you are seeing. Instead of using camera you bring with all these ropes, we are using robotic cameras there so that we can get products that can match what is being seen in Al Jazeera, in CNN. So that's the wisdom dimension of God. So as a leader, I begin to see where to channel energy, where to channel wisdom, where to channel know-how, in order for us to be able to have compliance with the global standard. That's why you see CLAM growing. You will remember, sir, that many years ago, one of those prophecies God has said concerning the world is that Nigeria will go back to farming. The oil will be depleting. I said it many years ago. If you check your library, sir, it has happened. And again, I'm saying it, and I said it early this year, that the Lord said there's going to be an epidemic all over the world, but it's not in terms of any disease, but in the area of economy and agric. There's going to be famine this year. Go and note it. Then there will be shakings in businesses all over the world. Some people with insights from God and who are very smart, they will make it alarmingly. The crypto 3.0 window must be looked into. These things coming up in the crypto market, you know, everybody must go and prospect knowledge there and run with it. It's not business as usual. All these traditional banks will fall up in a few years there. Go and write it down. I'm speaking prophetically and as a man of knowledge. So it's not business as usual. So what I'm mentioning about the wisdom dimension of God that must sync or be in sync with the power dimension of God. Power dimension of God, wisdom dimension of God. That will make the church to be relevant. Every church must have the department of governance and advocacy. We must engage the youths in governance and advocacy. We must teach them about the biblical norms on how they can go into politics and affect humanity. And we must have deterrent measures for those who go there and goof. So these are the things that we must do so that the church can be relevant. Then we must not lag behind in the area of agric. CLAM has 75 hectares, not acres. Hectares of land by the grace of God. We bought this land 13 years ago, I think I'm correct, 13 years ago. Yeah. Oh, I've just had the good news this morning. The IITA headquarters at Ibadan. As I said this morning, they want to sign with us for us to release 30 acres for us. Wow. So that they're going to plant a special breed of cassava and they will manage it, then we'll share profit. That we're going to release cassava to the public so that they can begin to, because we need to produce more gari, we need to produce more ethanol, we need to produce more biscuit, all those byproducts from cassava. By the grace of God, we, Shalom Farm Limited has a mill. That's my wife's science. So we're going to be milling gari there and everything. So we have people working on the farm even during COVID. We have youths working during COVID. Those youths won't carry gun. They won't go for rituals because they are properly engaged. I'm trusting God that we're going to have at least 1,500 youths working in that farm, living there. We're going to have nursery and primary school. We started putting some structures there. So that is how the church can be relevant. That is how the voice of the church can sound and cut across. And the Generation Z, millennial, can listen to us. It's not about talking to them about Elijah and Elisha. They want to hear about tenacity. They want to hear about mental fortitude, mental toughness. They want to hear about choices and consequences. They want to hear about critical thinking. I've written books on those. Please go and get those books for me. So these are the things that we must do to be ready. But I'm an engineer. I practice civil engineering all my life and I still know it tomorrow. But you see, I need to embark on self-development to fill the knowledge gap. Knowledge gap. Because where there is knowledge gap, you will be lagging behind in that area. You will be a novice in that area. But you need to go and upgrade yourself to fill it. And thank God for the internet. On YouTube, you can learn about spa, massage, pedicure, manicure. So over time, I've embarked on the journey of self-development, and it's helping me. I read, I study, and I do a lot of research, even as a pastor, so that I can fill the knowledge gap and then be able to communicate better to the congregants and to everyone, so that the church can affect them positively. So trusting the Lord that in our farmland, we're going to engage 1,500 youths to work there. They will stay on that farm settlement. They will embark on the value chain. Not that we just produce cassava, we sell the tubers. No. They will produce gari for me, they produce ethanol for me, they will produce biscuit for me, they will produce a lot of things. So we get them engaged. Then we take away miscreants from the street. That's how the church can better Nigeria. So that's one of those things we are doing in CLAM corridor here to affect our generation. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So I'd like to ask, these days when you follow the media, especially social media, you see all sorts of stories about ritual, killings, banditry, fighting across the country and all that. So what's your own solutions? What are your suggestions as to how we can move out of this situation of things?
All right. There is a reason for everything. And I want everyone to take note of this. There is a reason for everything. If that thing is positive, there is a reason for it. If it is negative, there is a reason for it. So, when we see a lot of vices all around Nigeria, banditry, rituals among the youths, a lot of vices. We don't need a knee-jerk approach towards what is happening. That will not help us. So what we need to do is to profile the system. We profile Nigeria as an entity. Let us look at the pre-independence period. Let's look at the post-independence period. How did we get to where we are now? During our own time, what the missionaries left for us, our parents preserved those things. You go to Jericho area of Ibadan, you will see the architecture there. You will see the green environment. Everything well laid out. You travel from Ibadan to Ondo City. The road made by the engineers during the time of Awolowo, the road is still there, intact. Then we will need to take inventory of the country. We need historians. Please let me note this. We need people who can tell history. people who read history must come on board to now dig into the historical archive of Nigeria. We equally need economists to now let us have the histogram of our economic development. Then let them look at all the tribes in Nigeria. Then we narrow everything down to the family system. Believe you me, what we see today, either way, stems from the family unit. The family values have broken down. So, what we are doing today is as a result of the family's engineering system that you had, did to myself. I was brought up in a very poor family when we are talking of material wealth. But I was introduced to Christ so early. So I've imbibed biblical norms, helping me till date. We were taught in those days about godliness. We were taught about integrity. We were taught industry. Please highlight those 3 points. Godliness, integrity, industry. Sir, remember we were taught about the discipline of work. Yes, I will be 63 next month, but I still work. We were taught to work. So when we were at University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, some of us from poor homes, myself especially, we wait till everybody had eaten and now woke up for Fajui. Then we will kill so that they can give us the remnants without meat. That was how I survived for 5 years. Because to buy food was difficult. But in it, that integrity was there. We were very industrial. During weekends, I would barb heads for people. I was a barber. Sell some things, make pictures about Bob Marley because I was a Rastafarian at that time. Sell pictures. You know, we would put our pictures by the Potter's Lodge. We say 50 kobo. When we are coming back from Glasgow, we will meet the money there and the remainder. Yes, it happened. So that was how I survived. And I was helping them in Bigo magazine to sell that time. I didn't join Cobra, Thomas and Co. So that was the way we were brought up. So we worked with our hands. We were taught to work with our hands in order to earn our living. We were taught civility. We were taught to be civil. And it's what is helping me today. When I see you, I don't want to know your faith background. I place value on you. Yes, whether you are a cleaner, I place value on you. Civility costs nothing, but it buys you everything. It's a mantra. So those values, we can't wish them away. They stem from the family engineering system.